Okay, is she breathing?
Yes and no. I don't know what's wrong.
Lindsay, did you cause harm to Hannah Weshy on March 8th?
I did not.
Did you cause harm to her on March 6th?
I did not.
Did you cause harm to her on March 7th?
I did not.
Why did you tell the police that you did?
Because I wanted to protect everybody.
And what do you mean by I wanted to protect everybody?
After I dropped her off, injured this to the point where she's unconscious.
In the hushed confines of a courtroom, a gripping tale of deceit, tragedy, and the relentless pursuit of justice unfolds. The story of Lindsay Parton, a babysitter whose care took a sinister turn, captivates both the courtroom and the collective conscience. What began as a seemingly ordinary day of childcare took a dark twist, leading to accusations, a web of lies, and a young life hanging in the balance. As evidence mounted and the truth emerged, Lindsay's case turned into a riveting legal drama, a stark reminder of the complexities of human nature and the unwavering commitment of the justice system to unveil the truth, no matter the cost. Meet Lindsay Parton. Lindsay served as a babysitter for not just her own kids, but also looked after a 3-year-old girl named Hannah. Each morning, Jason, Hannah's father, would bring her over before heading off to work, and then collect her at the end of the day. Jason worked in construction and had a modest income, so Lindsay only billed him $30 per day for her services. However, Jason started to observe that his daughter would return home with marks on her body. Yet he convinced himself that these marks were a result of the children engaging in rough play. On March 8, 2018, Jason entrusted Hannah with Lindsay's care for the day. Shortly after leaving his daughter with Lindsay, Jason received an urgent phone call from her. Lindsay conveyed to him that there was a concerning issue with Hannah, insisting that he return promptly. Jason rushed back to Lindsay's residence, only to discover Hannah in distress, struggling to breathe and completely unresponsive.
I was thinking to myself, there's no way that just falling on that concrete floor made her. I could have swore like the head. This has been going on. I don't understand.
Have you seen her come to the house with bruises on her face?
Yeah.
Before the accident yesterday?
Yes.
So she had bruises on her face this week?
Yeah.
Where at?
Before she fell the train?
Like one I was like right here, and then she had one on her chin.
This is one on the chin from when she fell in the gravel.
That got worse. There was one on her chin before that, and then when she fell in the gravel.
So there's bruising before.
Yeah, it got worse. Yeah.
Okay.
Hannah was swiftly transported to the hospital, where she would receive intensive care and medical attention. Lindsay found herself in a police interview, during which she offered an explanation that Hannah had suffered a fall onto a concrete floor. As the detectives delved deeper into the circumstances surrounding Hannah's fall, Lindsay promptly requested to consult with a lawyer.
All right,
I don't want
do you want me to give him a call?
No, I want to call my lawyer. I'm completely, honestly telling the truth, and I would never lie. I wouldn't lie to anybody. Yeah.
Now, if you want to call your lawyer, do you still want to talk to us?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
You're doing it. This is what you're supposed to be doing, helping us.
I'll do anything I can,
Well, we do appreciate it.
I'm honestly in shock. It was literally 30 seconds to a minute, him dropping her off and us walking in the house. And she collapsed. I didn't even shut the door behind me yet.
Lindsay asserted that Hannah had been under her supervision for less than a minute before she suddenly collapsed to the ground. Furthermore, she pointed out that she had noticed bruising on Hannah's body in the preceding weeks. While not explicitly mentioning his name, Lindsay seemed to be subtly directing the detective's attention toward Hannah's father, Jason. However, before the detectives could proceed with further questioning, another officer entered the room to confirm Lindsay's intent to continue answering questions. Lindsay had requested a lawyer just a few minutes prior, so they needed to ensure she was indeed waiving her rights.
She looked up.
I have a couple questions I want to ask you.
Sure.
And listen to
Yeah.
me. And I don't know if since you've been in here talking to them, because I've been meeting with my boss, if you've been talking about an attorney or anything. So I just want to make sure because I have a couple more questions I want to ask you, but I want to make sure you are still well aware of your rights.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to go.
I didn't do anything wrong.
And I realize that you should. Right. Okay, but I want to go through them one more time real fast, okay? Just to make sure I'm good at asking you a couple questions.
Of course.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to consult an attorney. If you can't afford one, when we appoint for you free of charge, you can stop talking to myself or Detective Lambert at any time. Do you understand your rights as I read them to you? Are you okay answering a couple more questions, knowing your rights?
Yes.
Okay. Is this your phone?
Yes.
And this is what we wrote down on the back.
Yes.
Would you give us consent to look in your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can I punch that code in?
I'll do my thing.
Would you care if I do it?
Yeah.
Upon examining her phone records, the detectives confronted Lindsay with the fact that her call to 911 occurred more than an hour after Jason had returned to check on his daughter. They were keen to understand the reason behind the delay in seeking medical assistance for Hannah.
When do you think that 911 call was placed?
I don't know.
8:20.
Are you serious?
1 hour and 18 minutes later. Now, what you've done,
That looks bad.
that is bad. What you've done is said he was there this happened within seconds of him being there.
It really.
And that was there an hour and 20 minutes, giving him the benefit of his.
Can I look at that real quick? I don't think you're right. Hold on, let me look at my time clock. Pull up my calls real quick. Pull up my calls when 911 was called. Because it was 7:20. Because I looked at the clock, it was that early. Go back to my call log.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. It's okay. Yeah, 7:02 911 was called. I called 911 at 7:02 and him at 7:01.
Well, I'm looking at the CAD report wrong.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
Yeah,
You are right.
I called right away. I'm like, there's no way that it was an hour. It was right away. I mean, it happened within seconds. I'm telling the truth. I swear to God I am. I am not lying to you. I do not lie. I would not lie. I wouldn't lie. I just don't
All
lie.
right, hang tight.
Okay.
The detective, upon reevaluating the phone records, discovered his error and confirmed that Lindsay had indeed called 911 shortly after Jason's return to check on his daughter. Uncertain about the next steps, the detective exited the room to confer with other officers, attempting to devise a new plan. With insufficient evidence to detain Lindsay, they returned her phone and allowed her to leave. The following day, Lindsay was asked to return for another interview.
Yep. Exactly where she fell and on her chin. She didn't even, her hand didn't even hit. Like what she was doing, and I can show you how she was running like this, and then looked back and went like that. Literally.
Did she slide? Or?
No, it was just bam, bam. Yeah. She kicked and she got right back up and kept running. I said, hey, are you okay? I'm okay.
So all these small little and the ones on the chin.
Yes, I know about those right there.
And even the one on
Yes, there's the one on the chin, yep.
And the neck.
Yep. Yep, that's all this.
From that.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
I saw this.
I mean,
The next to it, yes.
up under her chin like that, so
Well,
she would have extended pretty far.
She went like that, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but
She wasn't on top of anything, she was walking.
well, so what happened, so say this is the door.
Yeah.
She walks right here, there was like, you know, one of those push carts that you can like serve things off of, it's like a
Serving.
bar, yeah. And she fell like that, and there was a wheel, I think she hit that.
Okay.
But I don't
She
know
wasn't
that.
on top of anything, she wasn't climbing or nothing. She was
Yeah,
walking.
she literally just collapsed in front of me.
Okay.
So you down?
I head down, yeah, I'm like, well, first I said, Hannah, you okay, get up. I I thought maybe she like tripped over her pants or something, because sometimes she'll try to like take off her shoes while she's standing up.
Yeah.
And she didn't get up, and I'm like, are you okay, what's up? And she was like not saying anything to me. And so I picked her up, and I'm like, I probably shook her, like, are you okay? And I shouldn't have done that, I don't know.
What do you know?
I don't know if I shook her, I just was like, here, I was holding her, like, Hannah, are you okay? And then so I laid her down, and that's when I called Jason. And I said, Jason, there's something wrong with Hannah, she's not waking up, I don't know what happened, she just walked into her collapse. I said, you need to come up here now.
So were you holding her at that time?
Well, no, I was.
You were down.
Yeah, I laid her down. I wasn't holding her very long, but like I didn't understand why she wasn't coming to. Like,
Yeah, and you're shaking her to get her to come to. How are you shaking her?
not shaking her, just like, Hannah, are you okay? Hannah, are you okay? Hannah, are you okay?
Trying to
Like,
wake her. Okay.
Lindsay, with great animation, provided a detailed account of the events that unfolded on that day. She asserted that Jason had dropped Hannah off, and as Hannah removed her coat, she walked over to Lindsay, but then stumbled and fell. Lindsay maintained that she immediately phoned Jason, and upon his arrival, she dialed 911 to report the incident. However, the challenge the detectives faced was that the actual event did not align with the narrative Lindsay had presented to them.
and she could have. I don't know. I honestly, I was just coming out of the door and
It's all straightforward. You're not going to have bruising over here and none in the middle.
Yeah.
And then
Bruising would have been here. And up underneath there would have been no bruising.
that's a soft spot that your body naturally protects.
Yeah.
The way your body.
That's why it's tucked in.
That's tucked in. And that's where we're getting. That's why we wanted to come down and fill in some of these holes.
Yeah.
Because
To me, that looks brand new.
Oh, okay.
That looks newer than even.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
So what it kind of looks like is that these are all from a different time.
Yeah, and like I said, she is what I don't think that she's been. I really don't think that she's been hurt. No, I honestly don't. In my gut intuition, I don't think that he's a bad guy. I really don't. I think that he is a simple guy.
Here's one thing that this is from a senior neurologist. Okay?
Yeah.
He's telling us that the brain injury that she sustained was absolutely not 24 hours prior or even an hour prior. The injury that caused this, or the incident that caused this brain injury
Yeah,
was immediate.
that is.
The detectives disclosed their evidence by informing Lindsay that Hannah had undergone a medical examination. The doctor who assessed Hannah had managed to establish a timeline, indicating that the injury had occurred right around the time she was dropped off at Lindsay's care. This revelation raised serious questions about the sequence of events Lindsay had described.
After dropped her off, injured this to the point where she's unconscious. Or a dramatic fall, or something, or some sort of accident.
No, I mean, I believe you, but
An
nothing
accidental
happened.
drop.
Yeah,
Something absolutely happened
Yeah.
while, when she walked in the door to the time she fell. That's the time frame that there's no doubt. It's not a question of, well, maybe it happened, there's no doubt. It absolutely happened during this time. And the only person that was there was a couple of kids and you.
Yeah.
that's what we're running into.
So, something.
I did not do anything to her.
So we're not saying you did something.
No, I know. But no, honestly, she did.
But we're just saying you know, okay?
I mean, you would have seen her. You saw her collapse. It was immediate that she collapsed. After this.
I mean, he barely walked out the door.
You said you never lost eye contact with her. With the time she walked in,
No.
you followed her in and she collapsed. That's not possible. That's not possible. I believe she walked in.
Yeah, she did.
I did.
Yeah.
I believe all that. But as soon as you guys went into the house, something happened. There's no doubt. Listen to me.
I know.
There's no doubt that something happened. Something absolutely happened, okay? We're not going back to Wednesday. We're not going back to the morning that Dad had her. We're beyond even that. It's narrowed down by brain surgeons that it happened right
before she hit the ground. That's when it happened. And you just told us, and you told us several times, that you were looking at her. It's not like she walked around the corner and you came around and was like, what the hell happened?
No,
You had eye contact with her the whole time.
Yes, sir.
But that didn't cause her to collapse. She didn't just collapse.
Traumatic brain injury.
That's what it says.
Traumatic.
Okay?
With Lindsay seemingly cornered, the detectives assert that an undisclosed event transpired during the period between Hannah's arrival and her collapse on the floor. In an attempt to offer her an alternative, the detectives emphasize that they do not believe she intentionally harmed Hannah, but insist that they know she possesses crucial information about what occurred. They also reassure Lindsay that they believe whatever happened was an accident. Faced with this pressure, Lindsay fabricates another lie on the spot to account for why Hannah suddenly collapsed.
What accident caused this?
She fell on the door and hit the concrete step.
When?
Thursday morning.
Walking into the house?
Yes.
Tell us about it. Take us through it.
Details.
So when I opened up the door, she was coming through and she slipped on that concrete step and the metal part. She hit the metal part on her eye.
Which door?
The
back door?
one, yeah,
Into the house?
going into the house, the carpet. And so I got her back up and she stood up and looked up at me and did say, I want a donut and couch, and then collapsed.
We appreciate you being honest. I mean, it's an accident.
I thought it was my fault, and I thought she was having a seizure, and I didn't want Jason to be mad at me, that she slipped and fell, and I wasn't holding her, and I was trying to grab her blanket from her.
Here's the thing.
And I thought it was my fault that she was having a seizure. I thought she was having a seizure. I was scooping at her mouth.
Despite Lindsay's attempt to provide an explanation, the detectives express their disbelief and reiterate that the event does not align with her account. Under the mounting pressure, Lindsay resorts to another fabrication, this time suggesting that she was holding Hannah, and they both fell to the ground together.
Yeah, I fell. She fell.
Where were you at when you fell?
Against the door, trying to get the door open. I was holding her. The blanket was kind of like falling because he had handed her to me, and I put her down. And I picked her. No, he put her down, and when he walked out the door, I picked her up with the blanket, and it got tangled up. And when I opened up the door, it got tangled, and I slipped.
So are you on the concrete floor, or are you on the step, or are you on the top step?
I was on getting ready. I was trying to step up to go inside. I lost my balance. The blanket got underneath my foot, and we both fell. She smacked her face on that concrete step, and I hit the door.
Facing the detective's scrutiny and the photographic evidence of Hannah's, Lindsay realizes the need to make her story more consistent, hoping that by being candid about causing some of the lesser injuries during the fall, she might gain some credibility.
I didn't do that. I don't know.
Okay.
I really didn't do that. I don't
How
know.
does this happen?
I slapped her upside the head.
With what?
My hand.
Open, closed?
Yeah, open.
What caused that?
She took all of the, I don't know why she was in trouble. She took all the ketchup out and squirted it into the toilet while I wasn't looking.
That's frustrating.
And I'm like, Hannah!
Yeah.
When I caught her doing the ketchup, I took it away and I put her on the body because I think she had to go pee anyway. I said, Hannah, you can't do the ketchup. I just outside the head and went like that.
Close.
Yeah, like that.
How many times? Don't say once. Because the bruise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lindsay faced arrest and initial charges of child endangerment, but tragically, Hannah's injuries proved fatal, leading to an upgrade of Lindsay's charges. During the trial, Lindsay maintained her plea of not guilty, but admitted to lying to the police about causing harm to Hannah. She asserted that she would never intentionally harm Hannah and had only fabricated her earlier statements to protect the people she cared about.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You talk softly.
I do, sorry.
You're going to have to talk loudly.
I will try my best.
Okay. I talk loudly, so try to match my voice.
Okay.
Okay. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Lindsay Melissa Parton,
Okay. And Lindsay, what city and state do you live in?
Hamilton, Ohio.
Okay. And how old are you?
37.
Are you married?
To me, I'm married.
Okay. And what does that mean?
We had a wedding. We went for a marriage license, but TJ's uncle that married us forgot it the day we got married, and we went on our honeymoon and we got back. It wasn't important to me. A piece of paper is not important to me. Marriage to me is making a commitment to the person and to God. Anybody can walk away with a piece of paper.
Okay. And your husband's name?
TJ.
Do you call him by other names sometimes?
In my phone, it's baby daddy.
Okay.
It's kind of our joke.
Okay. Was there a time in your phone that he's called different than baby daddy?
Husband, he switched his phone numbers, so I just put in the new number. I didn't merge the contacts.
Okay. So the ketchup. Remember the story you told the detective?
Yes.
Was the ketchup story real?
No.
Why did you say that?
Because Hannah and Vivian always helped me cook. The day before we had mini corn dogs, and they were squirting the ketchup on the plate, and it was something that they had touched, that we had done.
Did you hit Hannah after the ketchup?
No.
Did you take her into the bathroom where she was squirting the ketchup and hit her?
No.
Why did you say you did?
Because I've had a friend, my friend Andrea, tell me that she's slapped her before and it's never been an issue. I just thought that would never be an issue. It's discipline. It wouldn't be anything that would get anyone in trouble.
During the trial, Lindsay's police interrogation would serve as damning evidence against her. Lindsay would be found guilty of multiple charges, facing serious consequences for her actions.
And finally, verdict form 6. As to count 6 of the indictment, in violation of Ohio Revised Code section 2903.02, subsection B, we, the duly impaneled jury, do find the defendant, Lindsay Parton, guilty. All 12 signatures accompany the verdict. Ms. Parton, you and your attorneys may have a seat. Defense, would you like the jury polled?
Absolutely.
Ms. Wilson,
Lindsay would receive a life sentence with the potential for parole eligibility after serving 15 years in prison, reflecting the gravity of the charges and the court's judgment on the severity of her actions.
Ms. Tyler, would you put our case on the record, please?
State of Ohio versus Lindsay M. Parton, case number CR 18030462. Defendant is present in the courtroom along with her attorneys, Melinda Cook Howard and Chris Hagan. We are set today for sentencing.
Thank you. So as to count 6, the unclassified felony, the sentence by statute is as follows. I do sentence the defendant, Lindsay Parton, to a lifetime imprisonment with parole eligibility after 15 years. I do not have any discretion in terms of when she might be eligible for parole. I also have limited input as to what happens at parole when those 15 years roll around. Parole authority, they have their hearings, they do solicit input from the sentencing judge and the prosecutor's office, but ultimately they are the ones that make that decision. So the sentence that I am ordering is the only sentence that there's no other means of certainty that I can issue that sentence. It's a life sentence. Ms. Parton will be eligible for parole after 15 years. Doesn't mean that you will get it. Doesn't mean that you won't. I have no way of knowing.
In a case that unfolded with layers of deception and tragic consequences, Lindsay's story serves as a stark reminder of the power of the justice system to unravel falsehoods and seek the truth. From her initial lies to the detectives to the incriminating evidence against her, Lindsay's trial became a gripping tale of a caregiver's betrayal and a young life cut tragically short. The courtroom drama resulted in a life sentence with the potential for parole after 15 years. This case serves as a somber reminder that justice, though sometimes delayed, ultimately strives to bring closure and accountability to those who seek it. Remember, it's your curiosity that fuels this channel. Keep exploring, stay inspired, and join us for more amazing content next time.